Hi, morning everybody. Really lovely to be here and to talk about and get the opportunity to talk about Edge Future Learning and the initiative that we're running in the Northeast. Just kind of a little bit about who we are. I'd like to kind of tell you who we are, what the Teacher Externship Programme is, the benefits of hosting a Teacher Externship and how you can get involved with that programme as well. My name's Cherakee Bradley and I've worked on the programme for a few months now. I work as an education and employer engagement coordinator, so I basically bridge the gap between education and employment, and that's my predominant role really on this programme. The Edge Foundation work in partnership with the North East LEP and RTC North, and that's on the North East Ambition programme. So as Jen presentation at the beginning, she kind of went through all the activities that you can be involved in with as part of the North East Ambition. This is another activity that is part of that programme, but it's just run by the Edge Foundation. Just a little bit about the Edge Foundation. So you may not have heard of us before. We are an independent charity, education charity, and we're dedicated to shaping the future of education in the UK. Basically, we see the difference in students when they have access to rich employer engagement, teacher autonomy. They have creative and technical subjects involved in their curriculum. So we're much more about giving a real world context to education rather than just students sitting a set of exams. And that's where that employer engagement really takes part. It's really giving them the opportunity to see, why do I study maths? I did it at school. I sat there and said, why am I sitting here studying maths? We give the teacher the opportunity to connect their curriculum to the real world so students understand better why they do what they do and what they can get out of it. So what connections are there as careers, opportunities in the future. Our mission basically is to give all young people should have the opportunity to achieve their potential. So that's our why. That's why we're in this space. This is why we do what we do. So briefly, kind of, what benefits would it be to a business to get involved with a teacher externship? And we've heard some fantastic benefits today already from various speakers, from Steve and Tama, in looking at the different roles. The teacher externship covers the 6 categories that Jen mentioned at the beginning, really, but definitely it does raise your community profile and contribute to your corporate social responsibility agenda. This activity could definitely go towards that. It supports personal development for your staff, so you can often get staff involved, actually give them a management role within the project, let them run the project, which is really fantastic for their development. Build long-term partnerships with schools to support future recruitment of young talent, and that's been mentioned quite a lot this morning, and it's definitely a big part of the agenda, is to support our future workforce and to recruit that young talent, but help them understand what's needed, not just subject-wise, but also skills. So as part of this programme, we encourage teachers to look at what skills are needed in industry. So bring back communication. What does communication mean in industry? Teamwork, problem solving. It's going to be huge in the future. So all of those things that the teacher can actually bring back to the classroom and expose students to that, and so they can experience what that actually means. You get the opportunity to inspire the future workforce, so they understand, they're inspired to go into your particular sector, raise your sector awareness. I think that's really, really important. If students don't know if they can't see it, if they don't see it, how can you be it? That's a lovely phrase that I like to use. You have the opportunity to raise your sector within the classroom and with the teacher. So it all starts with the teacher. And if they have the knowledge, they can share that knowledge with the students and help bridge the skills gap, which we know is huge at the moment, and we don't want it to keep growing. We're never at a time where it's more important that we help young people develop the skills that are needed within industry at the moment. So those are kind of some of the benefits that a business would kind of use from going on the externship programme. Looking at, we know the benefits that come out of working with students, but looking at kind of from an educational point of view, the teacher externships give the teachers and their pupils a better insight to the world of work. So it's not just students that it's engaging with. It is the teachers as well. And as they're developing their curriculum, it's really important that teachers begin to understand how business can relate to their curriculum. And actually, what you do in business often is what they teach in the classroom, but it's never really connected. And I think this gives them a perfect opportunity to connect that, so the students have that real world experience, and that goes beyond school life, and the career opportunities available in local businesses are highlighted to the students. It also helps build that relationship between the schools, employees and the communities. So it expands the knowledge within the school of what's out there with employees and communities, but also you can follow up with other activities once you've connected with the teacher in the school. It's a really lovely opportunity to then build on that partnership. You may be able to go in and have a talk with the students whilst they're doing their curriculum project with the teacher. So it's a lovely opportunity to build your relationship. So that's kind of some of the benefits. That's why we do it. And just thought it's really important that you have an understanding of what it is. I've called it a virtual teacher externship for the time being. It used to be face-to-face, and traditionally it is a face-to-face activity where the teacher would go into an industry, they'd spend a full day with employers, talking to employees about how they use their subject. If it was science, how does science relate to the company? How do they link their curriculum with that company? As we all know, life itself has changed dramatically, and we've had no face-to-face contact for quite some time. So we've adapted and adjusted the programme, and we've been running virtual experiences. So although life's changing, it's still really, really important that we give the teachers the opportunity to connect their curriculum still with business. So basically, what we're running for the autumn term with schools is a virtual experience, so that the teacher virtually connects with a local employer. They understand how their subject is used in business and discuss different career pathways relevant to their subject. So you kind of have a meeting, if you like, on Skype. Similar to this, you do presentations and have discussions around their subject and how it's relevant within your business. Teachers from that point then plan a project linked to their curriculum. So after that initial presentation and discussion, the teacher goes away and they think about ideas and plans and how your business does link to their curriculum. Start to develop some project ideas or curriculum-based resources, and it's all about using your business that they've connected with as a context and setting. So it would be branded with your business. It would be how you use, say, maths or science or whatever it is that we connect you with within your business as well, taken back to the classroom. From that point, the students complete the work or project within school, and that enhances their relevance to the curriculum, developing employability skills, preparing them for the workplace, and helping them make informed career choices, which is so essential, especially in the world that we find ourselves in now, that students understand what is out there, how their skills can, what does transferable skills mean as well, because that's going to be so important for the future. The actual virtual externship kind of has a second layer to it. Initially, the traditional would only have one day in industry, but the virtual externship, after your initial meeting, I would actually facilitate a question and answer session with the business as well as a follow-up. So when teachers go away and they start to plan their project, they'll probably come up with questions that are needed to be answered, just to kind of finish off those projects, so the students have the relevant answers to that. So we would facilitate a second session where the employer then gets a chance to do a live question and answers and with the teachers, so they can really fully understand how your business does connect with the curriculum that they're teaching in school. So it's kind of this is like a little roadmap that I developed, just to kind of basically show what would be required. So session one would be virtually to connect to your employer and the teacher. So I would facilitate that whole session. The employer delivers a presentation about the companies. Again, like I said, teachers start to explore their links and how it's applied in the workplace. And really would encourage to talk about the careers in the industry, any apprenticeships that that are within your business and your industry and your sector. So the teacher really has a wide, broad understanding of the sector itself and can take that back to the students. The teacher then reflects and produces project ideas, etc. And then we connect to do a second session. And then the second session is your live question answer with employers. That's literally, you could even bring different employees that are relevant to the questions. So you might have other employees in different areas of the company that would be much more best suited to answer some of the questions that the teachers have kind of come up with. And at that point, you could start to explore that as well. And also develop that relationship. So just as your traditional externship where you would be face to face and you kind of build that relationship with the teacher, I would then encourage then a relationship going forward. So sharing details, contact details, where you could follow up and maybe connect virtually in the classroom as well. So whilst the teacher is delivering the project, you could then connect in a virtual way to the students as well. So it really links it in lovely. I just wanted to kind of show what impact. So I think it's really important from a business point of view that you understand that it does have a positive impact on teachers and students. So we've kind of talked a lot about today about what the benefits are to employers, and we know that it's beneficial to the school. But I think it's always really nice to understand what impact you're having as a business or as an individual on the people that you're working with within education. As part of the program, we do surveys, follow-up surveys, etc. And 80% of the teachers that surveyed agreed very strongly that participating in the teacher externship gave them an insight into the world of work. Now that is brilliant. That's such a huge and great start to educating our teachers in what's out there and helping them understand the world of work. Often teachers have gone to school, they've gone to university, and then they've gone back into school, and very often they don't have much exposure or experience to the world of work itself, so they don't really understand how they can bring that into the classroom. So the teacher externships really gives them that opportunity to bring that into the classroom. Students had a better understanding of the careers that are available to them locally and pathways into work, raise their aspirations, and over time is known to improve educational outcomes. So I think if their education is very real world, it's got real world context to it, students tend to understand a little bit better. They tend to understand why they're doing what they're doing, which then gives them a better outcome in their studies. Just a few comments as well from employers that have taken part in the programme. So it's really good to hear that we've had some positive feedback. So these are just 3 partners that have taken part over time. So we work a lot with students to increase employability skills and their knowledge, but very little with teachers. If teachers have more knowledge of the workplace, then that will indirectly support students too. So that's a really lovely comment from an employer. We need to give teachers the information on our industries so they can provide current and clear details to students who may be interested or do not know which organisations to look at for job opportunities. And we must support our local communities and schools, as this is our future workforce. Again, a brilliant comment from a company that's taken part in the programme. And finally, the third one, the externship allowed us to participate in a way that did not overstrain our resources, the time of engineers and the support team. By teachers spending a day on the externship, they can apply their gained insight to inform lessons, activities, projects on a wider scale in terms of number of pupils reached and on an ongoing basis. So another brilliant comment. It's not just a one-time activity or a one-time engagement. When we build our teachers' experience and knowledge, that has an impact on the wider education. More students, they can take that knowledge through each subject, each student that they deal with. It's not just one group of students. So your role in the virtual teacher externship, really what we would be asking for by hosting a teacher externship, you can support schools, young people in the local area, develop the knowledge of local industry and careers, and inspire your future talent pipeline, which we all know is important. We ask your business to commit to hosting a virtual externship for at least 3 to 4 hours. So you've got your 2 sessions. We usually run them for about an hour and a half, no longer than that, over 2 days, and providing information and feedback to help evaluate the impact of the internship. So we would also work with you to develop the virtual experience which best fits you. It is quite flexible. Each employer has actually gone with a slightly different way of how they want to deliver the program, and that's absolutely fine. It's whatever best fits you, as long as we get the content in for the teachers. You'll be fully supported, so it's myself, I'm the dedicated employer engagement coordinator, so I match the appropriate skill with the teacher. I offer training prior to the externship, so we would have sessions, however many you feel you would want, either you and employees or just yourself, talking about what kind of resources we would need, how we would connect with teachers, and I would organise the logistics and facilitate the full process. Provide feedback and information on the impact. So like we've had that lovely feedback from teachers before, we would provide that back to you so you can see the impact that you're having on young people and your local community.
You've got 1 minute, Cherakee.
This is my last slide. So if you'd love to get involved, which I hope some of you would, with your help, we can ensure more young people know about the range of careers open to them and make learning relevant to the world of work, to better engage them in their learning and help them achieve their full potential, which I'm sure everybody agrees is so important. If you would like to express your interest or would like more information, then please contact myself. My name's Cherakee. There's my email address, there's my telephone number. I would welcome any contacts, either email or telephone. Please get in touch if you're interested.